Have you ever wondered what the person sleeping next to you is truly capable of? The blue light of her phone cast long, dancing shadows across the ceiling of our Chicago brownstone, a digital ghost in the 2 a.m. silence. I saw her thumb pause over the search bar, the cursor blinking, waiting. Then, she typed the words that would shatter our 10-year marriage into 1,000,000 irreparable pieces. How to poison someone without getting caught. My heart didn't just break, it stopped. The woman I loved, the woman I built a life with, was researching my death from the other side of our bed. Her name is Chloe. To everyone else, she was the perfect wife, a successful art gallery curator on Michigan Avenue. Beautiful, charming, the life of every party. To me, she was my entire world. But that world had started to feel off. It began with the little things. Late nights she blamed on gallery events, the scent of a cologne that wasn't mine clinging to her clothes, the way she'd angle her phone away from me. I'd tried to ignore the gnawing pit in my stomach, telling myself it was just stress, that I was being paranoid. But paranoia doesn't explain a second hidden phone. I found it tucked away in her gym bag, a cheap burner phone. The messages were a dagger to the gut, hundreds of them, to a man named Juliana, wealthy developer she'd met at a fundraiser. They weren't just sexts, they were plans. They talked about our money, my life insurance, their future together in a penthouse overlooking Lincoln Park. They laughed about me, about my trust, my work ethic, my predictable, boring love. I sat on the cold tile of our bathroom floor, the phone in my hand, and I felt the man I was, the loving, loyal husband I. In his place, something cold and sharp began to grow. Chloe wasn't just cheating, she was plotting the erasure of my existence. And Julian, her smug accomplice, was cheering her on. They felt untouchable, wrapped in their arrogance and deceit. The breakdown wasn't loud, it was a silent, internal collapse. I'd come home from my architecture firm, kiss her hello, and feel nothing but ice in my veins. I played the part of the devoted husband, while my mind became a war room. The love was gone, replaced by a singular, burning purpose: revenge. Not petty revenge. I wanted to dismantle her life with the same precision I used to design buildings. I started gathering evidence. I installed a keylogger on her laptop. I hired a private investigator who tracked them to the Peninsula Hotel, capturing photos of them kissing in the lobby, looking like a power couple living a life paid for by my sweat. I copied every text, every email, every bank statement showing lavish gifts she'd bought him with our joint account. The search history was the final piece. It wasn't just poison. It was untraceable toxins, staged accidents, ways to induce a heart attack. She was escalating. My plan had to be flawless. I contacted my lawyer, a shark named Marcus, and we laid the trap. We quietly moved all my assets into a series of trusts. We prepared a divorce filing so detailed and damning it read like a crime novel. The final act was set for her gallery's biggest night of the year, a charity gala. I made sure Julian was there, front and center. I made sure her parents, her colleagues, and every major figure in Chicago's art scene was in attendance. Halfway through her speech, the lights dimmed. The screen behind her flickered to life. It wasn't the presentation she was expecting. It was the photos from the hotel, the texts, the bank statements. And finally, a screenshot of her Google search, blown up for all to see. A collective gasp sucked the air out of the room. The silence was absolute, broken only by the sound of her mother sobbing. Chloe stood there, frozen, her face a mask of horror. Julian vanished into the crowd like the coward he was. As the lights came up, a process server walked calmly to the stage and handed her the divorce papers. She was ruined. Socially, professionally, and legally. The gallery fired her. Her family disowned her. The story was everywhere. She lost everything. I never saw her again after the courtroom, where a judge granted the divorce and a restraining order. Sometimes late at night, I sit in the quiet of the house we once shared, the house I won. The victory feels hollow, the silence a constant reminder of the betrayal. It's strange knowing you were right to burn it all down, but still feeling the cold from the ashes.